Welcome to episode 24 of the Mates Rates podcast. If you're new here, if it's your first time, what's up? My name is Warwick, and welcome to my podcast. I do this every week, and I basically talk all things internet, shit that's going online, things that are going on in my life, and honestly, we live in an absolute hellscape of a world at the moment. So if I can make you laugh, then I hope that's a good thing. I hope I can make you laugh in such a fucking crazy world that we're in. So, now that the formality's out of the way, I messed up. I fucked up. I got into like my first internet controversy, some might say, and that is definitely a clickbaity title for this. So, first and foremost, let's pay some respects. Moment of silence for our man, the one and only, the fucking legend, DMX, sadly passed away last week, I think it was now. Coincidentally, the same day that Prince Philip fucking died, which is another whole thing on its own. So, actually, before I do get into it, I will say this. Watch Lewis Spears' video about Prince Philip. To give you the gist of it, he was doing this whole tirade of making all these jokes about Prince Philip, and then he died. Like, Prince Philip died while he was doing his set. And I recommend, I'm just going to leave it there, just go watch it, because the comedic timing of the whole situation could not have played out better than it did. So, go watch that. But this is where I got in trouble. So, for those who aren't aware of the DMX situation, basically the household name in rap was hospitalized. He has had like a lot of substance abuse in his life, and sadly, it's the thing that kind of ended his life. But that's not the point. So he was in hospital for a while before he passed away. The day before he passed away, a news article came out from one of these fucking bozo news places, Pedestrian, BuzzFeed, or whatever the fuck they are anymore, confirming his death. And he actually wasn't dead at this point. He was still in a coma, but he wasn't dead. But then Prince Philip died, literally a couple of hours later. Or the news broke that he died. So I made a tweet, and I said, God really said, psych, wrong person, and didn't take DMX. He took Prince Philip instead. I thought that was a great joke. You got to admit, it was a good timing there. It was a good laugh. Unbeknownst to me, 3 hours later, 3 hours later, DMX died. So, cue the Curb Your Enthusiasm music, because talk about things that did not age well. So that's where I fucked up on the internet. What have you done in the past week that has fucked up on the internet? You know, I've got an email, matesratespod@gmail.com, if you want to send through a funny story or something. I don't know, anything. Just hit me up, because at the moment it's just kind of spam emails and a little bit depressing. So, you know, that's the life of a podcaster. So, anyways, that was top of the store, the top of the week, I guess I wanted to talk about. But yeah, pay some respects to the man DMX. I distinctly remember the first time I listened to DMX. And I won't go into this for too long, because, you know, people have mixed feelings about him and like whatever. I just want to reminisce on my time of not knowing DMX personally, obviously, but knowing of his music. So I remember when I grew up, I listened to a lot of rap, and then I started listening to a lot of punk music. But then when I was introduced to DMX, that's when things started bridging the gap for me. So because DMX is angry as fuck, you know, and it's one of those things that started to make me realize, oh, you know, these two music genres that are, you know, the outsiders in their own rights are actually connected. So that's how I got into DMX, and like a kid gave me a CD, you know, like a mixtape CD type thing with a bunch of rap on it, and DMX was on there, and I was like, oh, fuck, this dude's fucking nuts. So that's how I know. That's how I knew of DMX and listened to him. So yeah, I don't know what the point of that was, but I just wanted to. Dude, did that honestly sound like I was the type of person? Because you know how when a celebrity dies and people say, "Oh, rest in peace" and blah blah blah, and it's just like, it's like that person just discovered who they were because they're dead, and I feel like me saying that was trying to be like, no. I knew of DMX. I knew of DMX before all this, like before all this death, I don't know why. All right, moving on. So what else have I been up to in the absence? Because I did miss a week last week. Again, things are just hectic and it's just not, there's nothing too exciting to it. I'm just fucking working. But anyways, I have been... This whole podcast is going to be one giant catch up, okay? So I have been getting into crypto. I that was a part of my last podcast, and it's so crazy. This world of crypto has really... It's funny because when I was starting looking at it in investment side of things, right? Because I was like, cool, I can put money away in the stock market, and maybe I can retire eventually and type of stuff. Because I don't have a retirement plan, so stocks were like... Well, stocks are my retirement plan, I guess. Hello, 2008 called, and I'm suddenly not retiring anymore. So, anyways, I've dived deep into the world of cryptocurrency and trying to understand it, and because it's the wild, wild west at the moment, because it is very, very new. It's only been around for like 15 years or something like that. But I was starting to understand it, but then I was kind of... And this whole topic, don't skip this, okay? This is for everyone, okay? This whole section is for everyone. I was starting to kind of realize, I was like, these people just seem like the people that I was researching, I was getting my information from, which, mind you, worst idea ever. Don't get information from fucking YouTubers and shit, because they're probably getting paid for it or whatever. But they weren't really analyzing things the way that I thought they would, and it was really just like, trust me, bro, this is it. This is the thing that's going to make you $1 million. So then I was like, okay, I'm slowly starting to understand that because crypto is so new, no one really knows what's going on. But then Dogecoin fucking exploded, which was a crypto that started as a meme. This whole thing was started as a joke. And it went up like 500%. It's like the biggest increase of stock like ever. And that really drove home the fact that no one knows what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to cryptocurrencies. Because it's like, how do you predict that? And it wasn't. It was literally people just buying into it because of the meme, So, there was that. But this is a little bit of crypto thing. So there's this thing called BitClout, and it's supposed to be like you're investing into an influencer, right? Like that's the simplest terms, because I'm trying not to make it all crypto term or anything like that. So everyone that's listening to this can follow along what I'm trying to say. But that's what it basically is. Like, you invest in these influencers, but basically it's just a cash grab. It's basically just like OnlyFans, but for YouTubers. Just start an OnlyFans. Just do that. It'll just be so much easier if you just start an OnlyFans. But yeah, there's this. I don't understand the economics behind it. It's literally, it just seems to me like you're just pissing money away, not really getting much back. And watch me say that, and somehow people that are invested in BitClout jump down my throat and tell me no, I'm wrong, because I have bought into a Ponzi scheme of some sorts. It's basically a Ponzi scheme. I don't know if I can legally say that, but it's a Ponzi scheme in like the crypto space, and it's actually working well for me. I don't know why the fuck I should say that. I should probably not say that type of shit. But yeah, if you know about Safe Moon, then you know what the fuck I'm talking about. But it got me thinking, all right? Okay, I'm not going to get into any more crypto shit. I'm going to keep this as general as I can. So Wolf of Wall Street, right? It's a pretty iconic movie and story. By the way, it's raining, so I'm sorry if you can hear that in the background. And the birds as well. Wolf of Wall Street, you know, it's really iconic in the sense of like the story of Jordan Belfort and, you know, how he was coming up against Wall Street and he ripped all these people off and blah, blah, blah. Like, you know it if you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, then I don't know why the fuck you're listening to this podcast. You're definitely not my demographic. But it got me thinking of what the next Wolf of Wall Street is going to be because of this whole surge of cryptocurrencies. And really, it's all just nerds. You know, there's not like all the people I'm getting my news from cryptocurrencies, like dudes that have actually made bank off crypto, look like they're just not living at their parents. Okay, I'm not going to that level of cliche, but they're not living a glamorous life like Jordan Belfort did, and it just made me think, like, what is going to be the Wolf of Wall Street 2? You know, is just going to be dudes that like who used to live at their parents' house and now own mansions literally because of Reddit and memes, because that's how I see it going, and this is why I love internet culture so much. You know, it's crazy because it's true. Like a lot of these people that have gotten very wealthy off sorry, I just got a text. I will talk about that in a sec. I will talk about the text that I just got. Fuck, what was I saying? I kind of lost my spot. Get it together. So yeah, like the people that are making good money off crypto and doing well for themselves, a lot of them just like were like, yeah, you know, I don't know. There was this meme going on. I put money into it, and I'm getting more money from it. And that's literally how like one of my. So to put it simply and kind of be transparent with you, I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm not saying go buy into this because you're too late. You've missed the boat. Okay, trust me. But a few weeks ago, my friends told me about this thing, and they were like, "Hey, look, it's basically a meme. We don't know if anything's gonna happen with it, but if you got some money, chuck it in." I was like, "All right, cool, fuck it. I've got like $100. I'll just chuck it in." It's $1,000 now. In 3 weeks, I turned $100 into $1,000, and it's a meme. And like, again, I don't recommend anyone do this because you could very well easily lose the money. That's why I only put $100 in, because I thought if I'm gonna lose it, I don't care. I should care about losing $100, but I was like, okay, it's not gonna put a huge dent in my wallet. But so far so good. Catch me back on the next episode when I'm either going to have. All right, I'm going to try to put a wager on this. Next episode, I'm either going to have $5,000 or I'm going to have $0. Because I have no intention of taking the money out, the $100. But if it does make me $5,000, I might take some money. I will take some money. I'll be a fucking idiot if I don't. Anyways, something else that's really exciting. I wanted to wait until we're a few minutes into the episode because I didn't want the fucking posers to know this. I wanted the real ones to know this. The people that have fucked with this podcast since its origins, and have stayed on for the ride. Not these people that jumped on because the first episode, like the first couple of episodes, had huge guests of musicians. Okay, those people are gone now, probably. All right, but if you're staying, what's up? I appreciate you staying for this fucking ride because the podcast did like a full 180. But, you know, basically the origins of that, I just want to build something up for myself. But here is the fucking... It's nothing exciting. It's not huge news. But another reason for my absence and the reason why, you know, being a bit quiet in general is I'm actually doing a short film. I wrote this short film in lockdown last year. And it was originally just going to be one of these sketches. If you're watching this YouTube video or if you've seen my YouTube videos before, you know that I just do it in this little room here. It's nothing glamorous. It was just like a dumb idea that I just wanted to do because I thought it was funny. But then I was talking to a few friends about it, and they said, "Oh, what do you... Just get a couple actors involved. Just see what happens." And then I was like, okay, all right. We'll still do it here. We'll keep it ghetto. You know, I'll just do everything from start to finish. We'll just do it as it is. And then it just snowballed. And like, it's not that I didn't want it to turn into a short film. It just accidentally did. It was supposed to be a sketch. Okay. And then it did eventually turn into a short. I'm very excited about it. We're shooting next Monday. So this is the exclusive. I'll have a YouTube video coming out on my channel next week, announcing it kind of officially for the people that prefer to watch my short form content rather than this podcast. So you'll probably get this news twice if you have a crossover. But I want to say thank you for the people that have fucked with this podcast since its origins, because it's cool. I feel like this is a cool enough like small community that I can kind of let you in on this shit, and you fuck with it and I fuck with you guys, so thank you. But yeah, and end of the sappy stuff, but that's another reason why I've been quiet. I've got a script right here in front of me. I moved it before in the beginning of the episode, but it's hella short. You know, I don't want to fucking ruin anyone's attention spans, because I know all you fuckers like turn on, because I do it, you know. I'm like 10 minutes, that's a lot, you know, especially for a guy that's in the industry. But no, it's going to be about 5 minutes, just something fun, kind of trying to show you my skills as like a writer-director. But it's been a lot of fun. We did like a rehearsal last night, so yeah, it's all happening. It's cool. It's not going to be something fucking glamorous, so don't have the highest expectations, but I'm just excited, you know. Could turn into something else if all you fucking people watch it and tell all your friends, but if not, and that's fine. All right, let's move on, because I got a lot to talk about, because I missed a fucking week. All right, so another thing is, we're moving on to other creative shit, okay? So over the weekend or weekend before that, I can't remember, everything's a blur at the moment. I went to the NGV here in Melbourne with my wife, at National Gallery Victoria, for those who are out of state. We looked at some art, okay? Now, fuck. Oh, I forgot about this until I read my notes. Goddamn. So there's this triennial installation. I think it's gone now, or it's wrapping up this week. So, it's, I don't even know how to explain it, what it is or anything like that. It was really fucking cool though. Like, not, and for those who have been, no, the Instagram room where everything was small and everything was big, that was lame. The rest of it was fucking sick, okay? So, anyways, we went there looking at some art, and if you're from Melbourne, you know this, but if you don't, I'll quickly fill you in. So when you walk into the NGV, there's this giant fucking lobby that's like, you know, 4 stories high. It's giant. And what this person has done, this artist, is they put this huge fucking screen there with these crazy like 3D simulation modeling type stuff. It was really cool. It kind of made you, it looked like the art, you were immersed in the art, but it was a giant floor to ceiling screen is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, Caitlin and I were standing there having a look. I'm like, all right, let's go check out the rest of it. So as we're walking past, this guy comes up to us and he's just like, oh, and then he stops us. And we're like, what the fuck's going on here? So we thought he needed help. So we're like, yep, what's good? And then he just turns to us and says, this is what he says. He says, how long do you think it took to paint that? And he was trying to be funny. He's like, this is literally said. He said, oi, how long do you think it took to paint that? And then we were kind of like, I was like, whatever, and I walked off. And Caitlin just laughed in his face and went, haha, good one, bro. And we just walked off, and fuck. I don't know. It's funny. It was definitely one of those you had to be there moments, but fuck those kind of people, man. Like, those bozos that just want to go there and like think they're a comedian. It's like, I'm not here to say, I'm not a gatekeeper of art, or, you know, but it's just etiquette. Just, it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I headbutted the microphone then. That's how frustrated I was at it. But I'm not a gatekeeper of the art world, but I did just find it fucking ridiculous. So, you know, but speaking of, you know, art and gatekeeping, it is weird. Like, I do find it really frustrating how deep people look into art. There's this really famous interview with I forgot his name. He's like a really famous New Zealand director who's not Peter Jackson. Taiki, I'm going to butcher his fucking name, so I'm going to stop there. So Taiki something or something like that. Anyways, Says the guy in the fucking film industry that doesn't know any directors' names. Anyways, he said, it's our job just to do the job. And then it's the audience's job to like pull it apart and like make up with this deep meaning stuff. And when people say it, you're like, yeah, sure. Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. So I do always find it comical when someone reads into shit way too deep and that's another thing. It was like, it was like an English thing or something, like an English subject thing where they were saying, the curtains are fucking blue, but this person wrote this essay about why the curtains are blue and how it like reflects the character, and it's just like, no, the curtains are just blue. So you people better do that in the comment section of my short film. Something that's just like a dumb comedy. Just read into it heaps, because the more you write those comments, the more it's going to get recommended to people. So, but I found out what's worse than people that don't read into it too much are the ones who don't read into it at all, and they say dumb shit. They judge. Fuck, that scared the shit out of me. Oh, sorry, it's like raining at the moment, and I just got a cold breeze on the back of the neck. I thought that was a fucking ghost for a second. That scared the fuck out of me. Jesus Christ, don't do that again, wind. Oh, I should close that door. Anyways, there was some person. I think we were walking past like some indigenous art and someone judged it for not being deep enough. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But anyway, so that's my frustration with being at art galleries. But it was a really cool installation. If you have checked it out, it's sick. And it's good now things are opening up again, because now I feel more creative by doing shit like this. I never thought I'd get... I didn't get inspired by any artwork whatsoever when I was there, but it was just the environment of being there. There was actually this one, the best installation of all was like this really dark room, and it was pitch black, but as you walk towards the back, all of a sudden it's like a sensor, and these big floodlights come on at the end, and it's a wacky inflatable man, and he comes up for a second, and he starts going up, and then you walk away and it goes away. So good. So good. Like, that's the art that I appreciate. I'd pay $1 million to see that. Anyways, speaking of art, okay. So I'm starting to get really frustrated, and again, like, this isn't fucking gatekeeping. This is purely a spectator type thing, because as you know, or if you don't, I'm a huge lover of the internet space and all things internet. I've been an avid lover of YouTube since its origins, and I've been following creators since, for like the last 12 years or 15 years or something crazy like that. Anyways, I am at the point where I really feel like social media is just destroying creativity, and I see it a lot on TikTok and on YouTube as well, and it's all people just following trends now, and they're not focusing so much on individuality. And I'm like, I try to make this try to think of like where it could be a funny bit with this, but it's not really. So the early days of YouTube, there was a lot of creativity and a lot of unique ideas because it was new and fresh. But now, you just jump on like TikTok, and there's just all trends that people stitch with and whatever. And it's like tell me your without telling me your Another frustrating thing about that as well is like people. So the whole part of that trend is like, tell me. I don't know, tell me you've got kids without telling me you've got kids. But then, like, the person that stitched it tells them exactly. It's like, that's not the fucking point. I don't know. I'm gonna get frustrated with it. But yeah, a lot of dumbasses on it. But it is interesting. So during this journey of during this time of like writing this short, it has shown me that there is like space for uniqueness in that sense, because I feel like film, as much as like, some films reflect other stories and blah, 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 there is still that element of uniqueness where there's no trends, I guess. But we'll see. I don't know. Wait to see this fucking episode get absolutely destroyed by gatekeepers, and then also destroyed by people telling me that I'm a gatekeeper. So we're going to move on from that. So the rest of this podcast is it's going to be kind of all over the place, all right? But I hope you can kind of stick with me because this is where all the fun stuff is kind of going to be. So I noticed that in recent times, there's been a lot of people trolling the Murdoch press because there's this whole thing going on that like these people will report on basically anything. So I think it was the Chaser that did it. The Chaser, who, if you don't know, there are these group of dudes in Australia. I don't know if anyone internationally is listening to this or anything, but there's this group of dudes called The Chaser. They used to have a TV show on the ABC called The Chaser's War on Everything. And it was basically the biggest piss take of the government, the media, everything. Like anything that they could make fun of, they would. And it was super inspiring to me as a kid in terms of like the worlds of entertainment. I'm sure it inspired a lot of other people as well. So they don't have their TV show anymore. That got canned a long, long time ago. But they do have like their own platforms. They've got their own Patreon, I believe, and they've got their own like Facebook page and all that type of stuff. So they recently trolled the Murdoch press with a fake article. So how they executed this is they put out a huge survey, and they said, "Look, if you support us, just sign this." Just sign this, okay? And we won't tell you what it is, but we just want you to sign it. But trust me, it's worth it. So what happened was they said this article came out of Murdoch Press because there's this whole thing at the moment. Because at the moment, they recently changed the name of a cheese brand, which was also a slur for Indigenous and First Nations people. And I feel like that's a right move to change that. I don't care where you stand on that side of the debate. I know that the person, the name of that company was someone's last name, but hey, come on. Like, in my eyes, that's just fueling hate in some form of way. And I don't give a fuck if you think that I'm wrong. If you do, then fuck you, okay? I'm here for my First Nations people, all right? But yeah, I'm glad they did it. But then it's kind of snowballed into this weird thing where people think that, oh, we can't say anything anymore. Oh, we can't do anything anymore. And it's all, as you can tell by my tone of voice, it's all white boomers. So anyways, they made this, the Murdoch Press came out with this article saying that they wanted to change the name of Fairy Bread because it was offensive. And then it was just hilarious watching all these boomers lose their mind when there's just so many levels of this trolling, you know? It's like you're trolling the press, but then you're also trolling boomers. And, you know, it's a good, healthy segue to show that anyone over 50 should not have a social media account. So, and all Chasers did was just take a screenshot of their thing saying sign this petition, and then take a screenshot of the article from press about the fairy bread thing and just wrote like checkmate, and just showing like, just proving that they did it, and they're still one, ahead of the game, and two, just trolling the fuck out of boomers, which was incredible. So shout out to the Chasers War. Just the Chasers. Follow them, support them. Good dudes just doing funny shit. So speaking of funny stuff, over the weekend, I finally caught some comedy shows. Now, fuck. So the first thing happened. So we went to my friends Matt and Jai. We went to 2 comedy shows, right? Which is funny, like I'm saying Matt and Jai, and they're both in Antagonist AD, who I'm wearing their merch right now, so go support that band, my boys. Anyways, we went to 2 comedy shows. One was like the Best of Britain, where it was like 3 comedians, like kind of back-to-back type thing, and then there was one where it was just a solo one. The first one we went to, we get there, and then they seat us at the front, at the very front. And shit you not, this is literally how the conversation went. I walk in and the usher said, how many of you are here? I said, there's 3 of us in our group. He said, cool, there's 3 seats at the front row. You go sit down there. And we're towards the back, and I turn to my right, and there's like a group of 4 empty chairs there. I don't even fucking bat an eyelid after he says this. I immediately just bite back and say, "No, I'm good, dude. We're just gonna sit right here." Because I was like, I'm not gonna be fucking heckled. At this point, it was just Jai and myself. Matt was running late, so we were like, "All right, cool." And then we're arguing with him for a bit because I was like, "Fuck," and I was like, "All right, I don't want to be the asshole. I'm here to see some comedy. Let's just sit at the front and hope that we don't get heckled." Spoiler alert, we got heckled. So Matt comes, Matt's coming in late. So he comes in, he sits down, literally like as he sits down, all the lights go off and the show starts. And then it occurred to me that we've got 3 dudes with glasses, hats, tattoos, and beards sitting in the front row. Could you write it's such an easy cop out. It's such an easy cop out. We'll literally just our existence was screaming, make fun of us. And that's exactly what the fuck happened. We got to the headliner act. Sure enough, he was like, "Oh, look, we got the hipsters here and blah, blah." And then it kind of went on, luckily he kind of picked on Matt because I don't know if I could handle being heckled. But the heat was taken off us because he said, "Do you guys vape?" And we all said, "Fuck no." And then he said, "Who here vapes?" And some dude on the other side of the room very proudly put both his hands up, and the heat was off us because that dude just fucking grilled him, as you should. So that was that was one of our exciting moments of the comedy festival. And then I was just trying to think if anything else happened at that show. There was something there. I don't know. I'll come back to it. So anyways, we finish up. The show finishes up early, so we're getting a bite to eat in the city. And we're like, all right, fuck it, let's go check out another show. So we walk up to the box office. It's like a temporary box office in the middle of the city, and there's just a big screen of all these comedians that are playing at different times. We're like, all right, let's just check out this dude. And we went. So we go there, and we quickly... we quickly realize, as we were getting seated, that we're the youngest people in the room, and we're like... what did we get ourselves into? Anyways, comedian comes on, and we quickly realize within the first 5 minutes that this show is not for us. It's literally all boomer humor. The guy's just joking about being married and having kids. Oh, that's another thing I was going to say, just quickly before I continue. The only thing I'm really annoyed about the whole comedy show is that everyone joked about lockdown. Everyone joked about COVID, and I get it because it's relatable and everyone's been through it, but we're also coming out here tonight to forget about all those fucking terrible things that we went through to have a laugh. So, anyways, this guy, it's I gotta admit, he was a good comedian, but we're clearly not his demographic because I couldn't laugh at a lot of his jokes because they're all about having kids and being old and having all these issues and stuff. It's so unrelatable. It was basically just middle-aged man complaining about middle-aged things, just, again, boomer humor. And the worst part was, you're not fucking ready for this. The worst part was, there was a lady sitting behind us, and Matt described it perfectly. There was just no filter from the brain to the mouth. There's just no filter whatsoever. So whatever she's thinking, she's saying. So the show starts, and he's like, "I've been doing comedy since 1999. And she goes, "Oh, wow." Really loudly. And I was like, oh, fuck. I felt like it was my parents. I was going to say my mum, but, yikes. But it's true, though. I feel like if my mom was alive and she did that, I'd be so fucking embarrassed. So, yeah, it's... but she was just cackling really loudly as well. And she kept leaning forward and, talking, It's like, this is not a commentary. This is not a play-by-play. You sit there and you listen and you laugh. You don't fight back or talk back or whatever. Anyways, it was very, very frustrating. Sorry, just sidetrack because my notes are all over the place. But what I will say is this. I'm famous, guys. Wrap it up. I'm going to be in a yogurt ad of all things. So... There's this one thing I will say. I recently wrapped a commercial for Woolies. So if you go to, I didn't know this, but Woolworths have screens inside there. So I did a commercial for a product that's in Woolworths that's going to be in the screen. So if you're near a Woolies and you see a yogurt video with a bit of text over it, that's my video. I don't know if it's out yet. Anyways, I don't really care. Actually, it would be out because it was like a rush job anyway. So what I'm trying to say is we filmed for this yogurt company, and there was this one shot we had to get where like people were grabbing the yogurts in a stack, and a client's on set, and they say to me, "Oh, Warwick, can you just grab that yogurt for us?" I was like, "Yeah, no worries, I can grab it." Go to show the client. They're like, "No. Like we want you to film it." And I was like, what's going on here? I was like, wait, you want my hands in the video? And mind you, Mr. Fucking, I didn't want like a regular job, so I got all my fucking hands tattooed. All of a sudden it's been asked to be in a commercial. So they were like, yeah, we really like your tattoos on your arm and on your hands. And we just like, we're just trying to be like cool and diverse. And I was like, I thought they were fucking with me for ages, and I was like, "Oh no, they're being like legit. They want to be in it," which was cool. But there's probably better options out there. I don't know, like for tattoos. Anyways, they liked it, so I put my hand in there and I grabbed it. But it's not that's not going to be in Woolies because I'm pretty sure Woolies would never fucking approve that. But the company is called So Delicious. If you didn't know that. So in the future, on their social media, my tatted hands might be in it. So there you fucking go. All right, we're getting to the end of this. We're getting close to the 40-minute mark, which is my time to fuck off. Okay, I've got to edit this. I got to finish up some shit for this short. And that's what I was getting at. The text message that I was getting before is from one of the actors because I sent off the shooting script today. So we're going to quickly do like a little quick table read to make sure the flow is right. Because when you do table reads, it's really good. But once you get to location and do a blocking day and do a read through of the script, you're like, oh, okay, nah, this isn't working. This is like feeling a bit a bit jolty or I don't know, I don't know. I'm sorry, it's late. I'm starting to get hungry. I need dinner. So, anyways, that's what the text message for, and that's why I was distracted, but. I will wrap it up by those were our comedy night situation. If you did check out a comedy show, that's sick because it's cool to support the arts at least. And again, as I said before, went with my friends. They play in a band called Antagonist AD. If you're into hardcore and stuff, I was going to say go to the show, but it's sold out. So they got a show happening in like 10 days, which I'm fucking hyped. It's my first show that I've been to in like 14 months or something like that. There have been gigs going, but I just haven't really been that interested. Not interested. I've just been busy, really. I just haven't been in the right mindset. I've just been like mentally going through, not going through it, but you know what I mean? Like after everything, I was just like scrambling. So 10 days, I'll be back at my first gig, which I'm really hyped about. So anyways, I'm wrapping it up with this. Over the weekend, went to a bar with some friends because a friend of ours is moving back to Brisbane. So, and it was also her birthday, so it was kind of like it's a mixture between both. Anyways, I didn't really drink because I had to drive, so Caitlin did all the drinking and drugs for me. That was a joke. By the way, happy 420 day, actually. Fuck, before I forget. It's 420. It's just past 420, so salute to everyone. That's a 420 guy. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, we met this guy who was obviously in like the group, but I've never met it. We've never met him before. We mean like my Caitlin and myself. So we were talking about lockdown because fuck man, eventually you're gonna have to talk about it because it was 6 months of our lives last year, and this guy said that Oh, that's right, because this is how these stories meet. Because I during the boomer humor shows, which I'm gonna call it. um, the guy was like trying to do something of like, oh, did you pick up any new activities during lockdown? And this woman just really loudly and proudly was like, I divorced my husband. And I was like, oh, geez, okay. So, anyways, the happy couple, I guess. So I was telling this story to them, and I was just saying how weird it was, how proud she was that she divorced her husband. I don't know the whole story, but I just found it a bit weird. Anyways, so we got on topic of like what we got up to during lockdown, what activities we made. So this guy said, I forgot his name. I feel really bad. It was really nice. Cameron, I think his name was something. I don't know. He had a name, so there you go. That's a great start. He said he got LASIK surgery during lockdown, and I was like, "Oh, that's sick." You know, I've got to wear fucking glasses for every day for the rest of my life, so maybe I'll get LASIK one day. And we're just talking about it because it's expensive as fuck. It's like $4,000, I think it is, to get LASIK done. Anyways, the conversation just kind of continued on from there, and we were talking about how people are because Caitlin and I were talking about this, like people in our age group now that are getting married. And a lot of the conversation is, our parents' generation, for example, they'll be like, oh, cool, I wonder when they're having kids. They just got married. I reckon I'll have kids in the next 6 months or so, because that's generally what happens in their generation. But now I find a lot of conversations are going, oh, so-and-so got married. I wonder if they're going to have kids. It's not so much about when, it's about an if now. So I will just kind of saying it, just saying how interesting it is, if you want to know, Caitlin and I plan on having kids. We've been married for 2 years, but we just don't want to do it yet. So, we're still young, whatever. Don't fucking come at me. So anyways, he was actually saying he got a vasectomy. Okay. So he was saying, yep, no, I'm out for the count. So I got a vasectomy. And all of a sudden, I don't know why I thought this. I said to myself, oh, did I do that after your LASIK surgery? I was obviously taking the piss, but I just thought of how fucking funny it would be if if there was like a 2-for-1 special at the surgery's office of, you got your LASIK done, now you're gonna get the snip of your balls, and then it's like, all right, cool, we worked on the top half, we're gonna spin the bed around and work on the bottom half now. So I don't know. I just found that funny. I hope you did too. I hope you laughed at that, because I don't know. I just saw that and thought it was pretty good. So yeah, that's what I've been up to for the last couple of weeks. And I think that's kind of a wrap there. So I am signing off now. Now, next week's episode, I don't know if it'll come. There probably will be an episode next week, but again, between work and this short film, it has been hard to pump out episodes consistently, but I just want to let you know that I'm doing my best, because again, there's only a small amount of you that listen to this, but I appreciate everyone that does fuck with this and fucks with everything that I do. It's cool that I have kind of branched off onto doing my own thing, and people are still supporting that. It was like I'll talk about it in depth later, but in summary, I built my career on getting success off other creatives, going way back to my music days. A music video of mine would get like 1 million views, and that's sick, but it's tied to a song. It wasn't my own. So what I'm trying to say is, with this podcast, with my YouTube channel, with this short, with everything I'm doing, it's all me and my ideas. So I do appreciate everyone that does fuck with it and does believe in me. So with that being said, I hope there's an episode here next week, because I would love to talk more about my short film. If that's something that you're interested in, let me know. If you're watching this on YouTube, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And, when I say comment, that's what I mean by comment. If you want to know more about my short film, just be like, oh my God, I want to know more about this short film on my YouTube channel. I'd appreciate it, because, again, I'm not getting paid for any of this. I don't expect to ever get paid for any of this, but if The only way that I want you to pay me is just, telling people about it, liking it on YouTube, rating it 5 stars on iTunes as well. And yeah, if not, that's totally cool as well. So yeah, I just want to let you know that I appreciate you and appreciate everything that you've all been doing for me for the last 24 episodes now, which is fucking nuts to think of. Anyways, that's it. I'm done rambling. It's a wrap for me. I love every single one of you. I hope you all have a fucking great week. And whatever. And between now and when I chat to you next, I hope you're having a great time then. That's what I was trying to say. All right. I'm getting out of here because I'm going to have grilled for dinner. Peace, love. I'll see you guys next week, hopefully. All right. Bye.